are there. So it can carry some additional information, or some specific sender wants to send some information. So he can use this particular options part. You got the idea? So now, how does server know that option field is active? Option field is active. So server uses a number called as magic cookie. The format of magic cookie will be always like IP address 99.130.83.99. So whether to no server wants to know whether options field is enabled or not. Options field is enabled or not. So to know that, it has to check for a magic cookie, and this cookie is nothing but it's a kind of IP address type of thing. So here 99.130.83.99. You got the idea? Then the moment server notices this, it knows that option field is enabled. And when client finishes reading this message, it looks for the magic cookie. So the moment any reply comes from the server, it will look for this magic message cookie. And if it is there, it will read the options field, 60 byte option field. You got that? 4 bytes are used in this magic cookie. You see, this is, 1 byte, it is another byte, third byte, 4 byte, total 4 byte. So it is 64 byte. So if this magic cookie is there in 4 bytes, then option field will be read. Otherwise, option field will not be read by the server or the host. Now, option field, it comprises of 3 fields, basically 1 byte of tag field, 1 byte of length field, and variable length of value field. So 2 bytes out of 60 bytes are what I'm say used as a 1 byte is tag field, and 1 byte is for length field, and variable length of value field. Now let us see, there are several tag fields, and generally these tag fields are used by vendors. I told you that this options field is generally enabled by the various vendors. You got the idea? So, so here if the tag field value is 53, it defines 8 message types. Tag value is 53. So in next, this thing, see here the tag value, if it is 53, then length is 1 byte and it will have 8 values. So this is called DHCP discover, used for discovering a system or server. Then you have a DHCP offer. Now, whenever a client wants to get connected, several servers will be there to which it can get connected. Now, every server offers, you got the idea, client with some kind of what I meant to say offer. The client will decide which offer is best for me. Like one server says, I can get connected to you for 15 minutes. One server says, I can get connected to you for 20 minutes. Another server says, I can give you time for 60 minutes. So like this, every server gives some kind of offer. And I can, DSC, another server says, I can give you maximum, speed limit of 2 Mbps. Another server says I can give maximum speed of 1 Mbps kind of thing. So best offer will be chosen by the, what I mean to say, the client. And once the offer is chosen, so a server is taken, offer from a server is chosen by the client, it sends DHCP request. You got the idea? Now, to this DHCP request, there are 2 possibilities that the server may acknowledge, indicating that I want to get connected, and DHCP negative acknowledgement means how this happens, I'll show you. And DHCP may decline also, and then DHCP may release the connection and DHCP information. So these are the values, and which are, you got the area, variable nature. So here we will see one by one. See here, client, when it starts booting, this is the time. This is the time slice of what I meant to say server. So this is my client and this is my server. You people are understanding? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is my client. The client, when it boots, it does not know its IP address. That is why this question mark is there. You can understand that this is the question mark. Whereas this is DHCP server. DHCP server. So DHCP server IP address is 181.14 and 16.170. Now what happens here? You can see this client is sending packet, DHCP packet. So it will have this packet format we have just seen now. You got the idea? This is the DHCP packet. So that packet only is being shown in this particular diagram. Right? So here you can see transaction ID. So it has created the communication ID. I should say transaction ID means I want to communicate, and this client is trying to locate or discover a DHCP server. There are many servers like this. Here we have shown only one server, but there will be many servers. You got the idea? So least time means time for which the connection has to be active. It does not know. Client address, it does not know. Your address has to be supplied by, if client address is 000, indicates that client does not know its IP address. So it will be allocated by the server, which we'll see in next packet. So server address, it does not know the server address. You got the idea? And source port 68, that is sending the port, is sending via port 68, and this DHCP server is receiving the request via port 7. Now source address, since it does not know its address, it has given the IP address as 0000, and destination address, it is giving 255, 255, 255, 255, indicating that this is broadcast. You got the idea? So this message, since it is source address, it does not know, it sends to all the servers which are present nearby. Now the server copies the same transaction ID. See, this is the transaction ID which was created, communication ID which was created by this particular client. So this server response, it says that in response to your transaction ID 1001, I am giving you least time 3600 minutes or 3600 seconds. I am giving you this offer. How much offer? Least time. That means 3600 minutes I am giving you. Now client address, it has not filled because it came blank. Now your address, it is telling I am assigning you an IP address of 181.14.16.182. You got the idea? And it is telling this server's address is 181.14.16.170, and that is filled here 181.14.16.170. And this server is giving address to this particular client as 181.14.16.182. You got the idea? And so here destination port, here the port number was what I meant to say 68, so it has put destination port as 68, and source, that is, sorry, port that is connected to this server is source port 67, and source address is now the source address is known, which is this same address, your address 181.14.16 dot 170. It is the address of the server, and destination address, it is again for all the what I meant to say, this thing, broadcast message. Now in response to this, so DHCP discover packet, it was DHCP offer. So this offer is given by server to the what I meant to say, server to the client. Like this, many offers will come from many other servers also. Based on that, client will decide which offer to choose, Not the idea. So in response to transaction number has not changed. Least time of 3600 units of time is okay for me. Now client, it has filled my client address. See, client address, which is nothing but same as your address 181.14.16.182. You can see 181.14.16.182. So this address is filled here. Now the client comes to know its own IP address because that was supplied by the server. Now server address, it knows. Now which server it has chosen? The client has chosen this server having the IP address 181.14.16.170. It found that offer from this particular server is best offer. So it sends a DHCP request. It sends a DHCP request. You got the idea? So once a DHCP request is there, and if this server wants to communicate with what I meant to say, the server, then it generates a DHCP acknowledgement. So in response to transaction ID from beginning, transaction ID was generated by the client, and in response to that transaction ID, this server responded, and then again transaction ID, this thing, it has responded back, and the same transaction ID is continuing. Got the idea? So here it is just acknowledgement. Here destination is not being given, just it goes to the side. Okay, because your address, again it is telling that 181.14.16.182 acknowledgement. So it sends that and directly it goes here. So there is no need for port addressing here. So this is 4 types of packets that I have explained: DHCP discover, DHCP offer, DHCP request, and DHCP acknowledgement. So basically this all will be packed in application, whatever application is there. In application layer, this packet is generated DHCP, and then that will be going into user datagram protocol, and that will be packed into another what I would say IP, this thing. So this is what is. So I have already explained what is DHCP discover. Then I have explained all these things. Okay. So this explanation is already given. Now I have to explain it through one diagram. So this DHCP request, all these things I have explained. Now, if if the server cannot offer what I'm saying service, then it responds with DHCP negative acknowledgement. NAC means NACK means negative acknowledgement. And once a negative acknowledgement is received, then this particular client cannot get connected to the DHCP server. Now there are 2 very special ports called as 68 and 67, right? So 68 is always associated with client, and 7 is associated with the server. So this is what you have to remember. That's more than enough. And right. So now using file transfer protocol, basically server does not send all the information that a client may need. You got the idea for joining the network. So server does not send every information. So in the DHCP acknowledgement message, server defines the path of a file in which the client can find complete information. It won't give the complete information directly. So generally in DHCP acknowledgement message only, it will give path to a file name. You got the idea, where the address is, complete information is given. Now there is something called as error control. Generally, DHCP uses UDP, what I am saying, services, and user datagram protocol generally is non-reliable. That means it should not have a checksum. Generally, UDP will not use much of checksum. Right. So that is there. Now we have transition states. How exactly the things happen? So here, initially, when a host wants to get connected to a server, DHCP server, what exactly happens? What exactly happens? So this is the diagram. So now this is another question that can be asked, like DHCP. So far, whatever we have, what I meant to say, covered, was a response for DHCP. That means if the question is asked, explain in detail with suitable diagram the concept of DHCP. So that till now whatever we have covered, we has to be written. Now you may be asked another question, that is called as what are the various transition states associated with DHCP. In that case, you can give this particular diagram and then explain the same thing. So this will be a host. So there will be a host. So this host, when it wants to get connected to a DHCP server, So when it boots, it does not know its host. So it does not know its IP address and all. So this will be initiated by host. So initially it is in its state. It joins the network. It wants to join the network. You got the idea? So it sends a broadcast message called as DHCP discover. We have seen just the diagram. In the diagram defined in previous pages. You got the idea? So this is here in the diagram we have seen DHCP discover. So first it will send the broadcast message 255.255.255.255 so to all the servers that are there connected to the network. And it does not know, it has generated the transaction ID. It does not know what time will be given by the server for getting connected. It does not know its own IP address, and this your address is always filled by the server, corresponding server. You got the idea. And server address also it does not know, simply it has sent. Okay, so this is what happens. So let me quickly come to the diagram. So here it sends the DHCP discover message. Now here what happens, this is selecting means host will select which server to send a request. So every, what I meant to say, DHCP server will send kind of offer. I want to get connected to you for 3600 units of time. Another server says I will give you only 1000 units of time. Another server says that I am what I am say giving you 2400 units of time. Another server says 30 uh, 3000 I mean to say units of time. I mean to say 3000 units of time. But 3600 units of time is the best offer which it is getting. So it selects. And once the host selects the offer, you got the idea, it will send a DHCP request packet to that particular what I meant to say server which has given the best offer. Then that request, after receiving the request, two possibilities are there, that the server may deny getting connected. So DHCP negative acknowledgement, if it sends, you got the idea, offer was given by this server, but it does not want to get connected. So it will send negative acknowledgement to the host. You got the idea, I cannot get connected to you. Or it may accept by sending DHCP acknowledgement. That means I want to get connected with us. Now the moment acknowledgement comes, then host is connected to the server. It is called bound time. You got the idea, bound time. So now what happens, the moment 50% of the leased time has expired. Leased time was how much? 3600 of leased time it has got. So 1800, if the lease time comes to 1800, then again again the host will have to renew the request. You got the idea? So it will send a DHCP request to the server for renewing the connection, and DHCP, if it sends acknowledgement, it is good. Now what happens if lease time has expired? 87.5% of the lease time has expired, then renewal will send what I meant to say DHCP request for rebinding. I mean to say it gets deconnected, again binding. So again the server will send DHCP acknowledgement. The moment acknowledgement comes, it's okay. Otherwise, if acknowledgement doesn't come, so 87% of the lease time has expired, and DHCP request has come from sending host to the server, and it may allow rebinding, or it may send DHCP negative acknowledgement. Once the lease time expires, it sends DHCP negative acknowledgement. I do not want to get connected anymore. And after the binding, I mean to say lease is cancelled. Lease is cancelled means now here the server has opportunity, or it has every right to cancel the lease. Though it has given the time, offer time is 3600 units of time. You got the idea, it may cancel it early also. You got the idea, once it has cancelled the leased time, it may release the DHCP release. Through DHCP release means it gets disconnected. This is nothing but disconnection from server to host. So have you understood the whole diagram? Have you understood the whole diagram, transition states? No answer. Himanshu,
Yes, sir.
Varsha, I'm not getting any answer. Have you understood this?
No, sir.
Yes or no? Shobhit,
I have problem. Do it again, please.
I'm unable to hear anyone. Yes?